My son called from school at 11:42 a.m. His voice trembled through the phone. Dad, the principal says I brought a weapon. I didn't. He's calling the police. I was out the door before the call ended. I don't remember driving. Just the silence between my pulse and the road. When I arrived, the school was already surrounded. 2 patrol cars, flashing lights slicing through the noon sun. My son stood near the steps, wrists locked in silver, his backpack on the ground beside him, half open like something had been planted there. The principal was smiling, that perfect, administrative smile, the kind that hides behind policy and pretends to care. I stepped forward, my voice low. What the hell is this? The sergeant turned toward me, then toward the principal. His tone shifted. He didn't salute, didn't nod, just said, "Sir, you'd better come with us." That's when I saw it. The way the principal's smile flickered. For the first time, he looked nervous. Something wasn't right. My son was 14, quiet, too gentle for the world. He drew robots, read philosophy, barely spoke above a whisper. A weapon didn't fit him. But the principal, Mr. Carroll, had been targeting him for months. Small things, petty detentions, late grades. That weren't late. Rumors whispered to other teachers. I thought it was discipline structure. Now I knew it was control. At the station, they showed me the knife, a combat blade, polished, unused. I recognized it immediately. It wasn't from our house. It was military, grade, government issued, the kind my brother carried before he died. Someone wanted my son framed, but not for a childish prank. This was staged with precision. I asked the officers if Carroll had searched the bag himself. They said, yes, alone. A slow burn started inside me, not rage, but realization. When I confronted Carroll later that evening, he played his role well. We have to ensure student safety, he said, hiding behind bureaucratic calm. But I saw it, the flicker in his eyes when I mentioned my brother's name. He knew something he shouldn't. I began quietly. No anger, no threats. Just questions asked in the right places. First, the knife. A friend in evidence ran the serial number. It was registered under a police file from 2011, my brother's last operation before he vanished. Next, Carroll's background. A teaching certificate that didn't match his employment dates. 2 years missing. No records, no history. I searched deeper. Late nights, passwords, quiet. Calls to people who still owed me favors. Then I found it. A joint surveillance program my brother once uncovered, named Silent Orchard. Private data collection through school systems. Names, family ties, military relations. Carroll wasn't just a principal. He was part of it. And my son, my brother's nephew, was the lost living link. He wasn't trying to discipline a student. He was trying to erase a bloodline. I moved carefully. Every word to my wife rehearsed. Neutral. Every interaction at the school staged for cameras. Calm father. Cooperative citizen. Inside, I was building something quiet. A plan. 3 weeks later, I had what I needed. A flash drive, audio recordings, emails. Carroll's personal laptop access through a network hole in the school Wi-Fi. He'd been sending reports to an encrypted government address. Mine and my son's names marked priority. The knife wasn't random. It was evidence for a larger narrative. Child of deceased operative. Exhibits behavioral risks. He was framing a family under the guise of student safety. I waited until the school board meeting. Parents, reporters, Carroll standing at the podium, reciting his usual speech about integrity and trust. When I stood, the room quieted. I didn't raise my voice. I simply walked to the projector, inserted the drive, and pressed play. His voice filled the speakers. Target secured. The father is unaware. We'll end the boys. Record quietly. Carol froze. I watched. The color drained from his face, the sweat form at his collar. He tried to speak, but I cut him off. The weapon wasn't my son's, I said softly. It was yours. The boardroom erupted, cameras flashing, reporters rushing forward, parents whispering his name like a curse. He looked at me, desperate, reaching for some humanity. Please, you don't understand. It was bigger than me. I stepped closer, leaned in, and said, "That's what cowards say before they fall." He tried to run. Security stopped him. The police arrived minutes later. I didn't stay to watch. I'd already won. Not publicly, not legally, but psychologically. The moment he saw me standing calm, holding proof that dismantled everything he'd built, that was the real sentence. He knew he'd been outplayed by the very man he tried to destroy. Weeks passed. My son returned to school under a new principal. His name cleared, his file erased. He still asked me sometimes, "Dad, why did he do it?" I told him, "Some people mistake control for safety." He didn't understand yet. Maybe that's good. Childhood should end slowly. At night, I'd sit on the porch, watching the street lights flicker across the wet asphalt. I thought about my brother, about the knife, about how every betrayal begins with trust. Misplaced. There's no comfort in justice, only clarity. Carol lost everything, his career, his mask, his network. He'd called it silent orchard. But silence, I've learned, never lasts. It always ends with a name spoken aloud. And this time it was his.